Hello again, grade 12 STEM, and welcome back to our Physics 2 class. And this will be our fourth week for this second semester. So let's start this one. So our lesson will be, our lesson will be about the electric flux. Okay, so this one is also related to the electric field, but it has different definition and of course characteristics. Okay, but still it is part of the electric field. Let's start. Let's first do a quick history about this one. Okay, so we already learned about electric field is defined as the force per unit charge at a given point, right? So these are just like the arrow lines, okay, kung gaano kalakas and gaano siya kabilis, okay, in terms of its density and magnitude, okay? So a bit of history about electric field. So Michael Faraday, an English scientist, introduced the concepts of fields and lines of force, which paved the way to several important discoveries in physics. Okay, so parang siyang pinakautak ng ating pinag-aaralan ngayon, which is the electric fields. And then it results that he experimented revealed that the direction of the force in a given electric field may be represented as field lines going in and coming out of negative and positive charges respectively, right? So he discovered about this one using this kind of diagram. Ito yung mga ginamit niya. Yung nasa side na to. Okay? Yeah. So he discovered that each arrow is pwede siyang, kumbaga, meron siyang ibang directions. Pwede siyang lumabas at pwede siyang pumasok. So what are those charges? Just like what we did last time. Okay, so this will be the objectives. And let's start with this one first. This is the electric field lines, correct? So, yung sinabi ko kanina na just like pumapasok siya ka lumalabas, these are the two main charges, right? The positive and the negative. Okay? Positive means the proton and the negative is the electron. Correct? So parang quick review lang tayo. And last time, we already know that yung proton or the positive charge is always outbound. Kapag sinabing outbound, siya lang ang lumalabas, hindi siya pwede pumasok. Okay? So siya lang lumalabas. And ang taga-collect ng mga charges na yon is si electrons. So kumbaga, ganun lang sila, mag-round-round lang sila. So lahat ng pagpa-outbound is positive, ko-collect naman lahat ng electrons para mag-balance sila. Tama? Yun yung ating lesson last time for almost a month. Okay, so that is just a summary of our lesson last time. Okay, so we have here the definition of the electric flux. It refers to the rate of the flow. Okay, it's because flux means flow. Tinawag siyang electric flux, flow ng electricity. Okay, or flow ng electric field lines. That is electric flux. Rate of the flow of the electric field as determined by the number of electric field or flux lines passing through a given region. Okay? So for example, we can calculate the flow of electric field lines in iba-ibang, kumbaga, iba-ibang lines or iba-ibang bagay. For example, sa wire. Di ba meron tayong maliit na wire, meron tayong mas maluwang na wire. Okay, so we can calculate those electric field lines na nagpa-pass through doon sa loob ng mga sa loob ng mga tinatawag nating mga wires na ganyan. Okay? So it is about the electric flux. Electric flux is the property of an electric field relating to the measure of its strength. Okay? So in the electric field, we are just referring to its speed and also its density or magnitude. This one, since we are about to solve for the flow of the electric field, it will measure the strength of the electric field lines itself. Okay? So again, tandaan ninyo, electric flux is only the flow of the electric field. Okay? We will learn more about that one for this next slides. So here, we just have here a simple summarization of this electric flux. Electric flux may be inward or outward. Okay, mali pala kung sabi ko inbound tsaka outbound. Parang sa ibang term yun. So the correct term is inward and outward. Okay, depends on the direction of the electric field vectors. Okay, so kapag inward, as you can see here, on the first one, if we will say inward, it is about a positive charge. Oh, I should say it's outward, I should say. Outward. Pag sinabing outward or papalabas yung charges, this inside of this one has positive charges. Okay? So kapag positive yung nasa loob, palagi lang siyang nag-outward. Okay? Palagi lang siyang lumalabas. If we have an inward electric flux, okay, ibig sabihin, merong negative charges sa loob niyan. Okay? Just like what we said kanina, ang sabi ko is yung positive is always outward and negative is always inward. Okay? So same as the electric flux. Why? It's because still electric flux is related to the electric field. It will just measure the strength of the electric field and the flow of the electric field. Okay? So yung kanilang terms or mga terminologies and then analogy is the same. Okay? And then for letter C, as you can see here, we have positive and negative. So, merong nag-outward, may nag-inward. So, paano yon? Is there a balance there? Meron bang charge? Okay, there's no charge if we have a positive and negative inside. Right? There's no charge. It has no electric flux. Okay? It has no electric flux. So wala siyang electric flux na ganyan. Kapag meron tayong dalawang charges na magkaiba sa loob ng ating box. Okay? Or anything that we have. Again, so as a summary for this part, if we have an inward electric flux, we have what we call the negative charges. If we have outward or electric flux outward, yung mga lumalabas lang is meron tayong positive charges. Zero charges, that means we have two different charges inside. Okay? Ayan. So easily recognized. For example, there is some questions related to electric flux. It's easy to recognize if this one is inward or outward. Kapag inward, negative. Kapag outward, positive. Okay? Easy. Inward, papasok, that is negative charge. Outward, palabas, that is positive charge. Okay? That is if we have an enclosed charges. Okay, pag nasa loob sila. So the net electric flux going outward the surface of the region is directly proportional to the magnitude of the net charge enclosed by that region. This is needed by a quite analogy process. It's because here we have the word directly proportional. So it means kung yung isa is tumataas, yung isa tumataas din. Did you get my point? That is directly proportional, right? If the other one is moving down, ibig sabihin nagmo-move down din yung isa. It's because they are directly proportional. So ibig sabihin dito, if For example, we have here. Sige, magkuhan ako ng example. Share ko yung aking. I will share my whiteboard. For example, we have here. Okay. For example, is meron ito yung pinaka-source. This will be the main source or main plate. Kung tawagin. Ito yung source ng mga, these are called electric field, right? So ito yung electric fields natin. When we say electric flux, I will draw another plate here. Okay, it's either the same as the main plate or just like mas maliit or mas malaki, it's up to the given problem. Okay, so these are the electric fields, right? Or the E. These are the electric fields. So if we say electric flux, ito yung mga electric fields na parang lalabas din dito sa pangalawang plate. What I mean is, kung meron kayong, for example, I have here, how to explain clearly. I have here, drawing ko na lang. For example, there are, sige, ibahin ko yung example. For example, nasa loob ko ng tubig. Okay? And may mga isda dyan. Okay? Maraming isda yan. Okay, for example, these are all fish. And if your net is only this small, ibig sabihin, mas konti rin yung makuha mong fish. Fish represents the electric field. Okay, or what we call the electric field lines. Okay, and this net is for the experimentation for the flux. So, yung ibig sabihin electric flux is ilang or how many electric fields or how much electric field kasi hindi naman mabibilang yun, tama? How much electric field yung makukuha mo na magpapass through doon sa pangalawang plate, which is the net. Okay? So, kapag sinabing directly proportional, kung mas maliit yung net mo, mas kokonti yung makukuha mong electric field. Correct? Kung mas malaki yung net mo, mas marami ka namang makukuhang electric field. That is about that analogy. Did you get it? Okay. So this one is the same here. If these are the electric fields, and this is the arbitrary or what we call the another plate. Okay. So ilan or how much will be the magnitude or the density of the electric field na nandito, nalalabas din dito sa pangalawang plate. This is how we can understand electric flux. Okay? It's the flow, right? So it flows here and it flows this here and then maiiba lang siya ng formula. It's because it's lumiit. Tama? Okay? So that is about electric flux. It's because sometimes merong mga tawag dito, bagay na doon sa electricity na mga nagba-blocks or may mga things na may malaki yung may malaking isang space and then magliliit siya. Correct? So it will include the flow of the electric field. So kung mas malaki, mas maraming electric field. Kung mas maliit, mas kokonti electric field. Tama? So that will be the analogy for that one. Okay, so I will go back to our So that is about the directly proportional. Okay, directly proportional. How about this one? Yeah, so the surface of the region is directly proportional to the magnitude of the net charge enclosed by that region. Okay? So say mas kung mas malaki yan, kung mas maluwang pa yan, mas marami pang lalabas ng electric fields. Correct? Kung mas maliit yan, sabi ko konti yung nasa loob, konti din yung lalabas. Correct? So that is directly proportional. The net electric flux going outward the surface. Okay? Okay, this one. What is the relationship between the electric flux and the number of electric field lines passing through a surface area? Ayan. Yung sinasabi kong plate kanina, or the arbitrary thing, is the surface area. Kung sample, ito yung net kanina. So it depends on the surface area ng ating plate. Okay? Kung mas malaki, mas madami. Kung mas maliit, of course, mas makonti yung kanyang makukuhang electric field lines. Okay? So this will be our main formula in finding the electric flux. Okay? So in the case of uniform electric field, kapag sinabing uniform electric field, this one is already given. Okay? So kapag given na yung electric field natin, we can use this formula. This is a Greek symbol called as phi. Okay? Phi, not phi, it's phi. And E here is for electric. Okay? So this one is the symbol for flux or phi. So we have electric flux is equal to E. This is the electric field. Right? Electric field, and then A, this will be the area. Ito yung area, di ba? Ito yung area ng plate. So, since we have an arbitrary thing, we need to know the area of the plate. Okay? Or, if as you can see here, as cosine theta, if we have an angle na given doon sa ating problem, we will also use that one. So we have E times A times cosine theta. The theta here will be the angle. Okay, so this will be the main formula, EA without an angle, EA cosine theta if we have an angle. That is about and finding the electric flux or the flow of electric field through doon sa ating given na plate. Okay? The orientation of the surface relative to the lines of force greatly affects electric flux. Okay? Sabi ko kanina, kung mas malaki yung ating plate, mas marami siya makukuha. Mas maliit, mas makonti yung makukuha. Okay? Remember this thing? EA cosine theta. Okay? Okay, so this is just kumbaga illustration ng electric flux if we have in different directions ng mga electric fields natin. Although, yung electric field natin is, or palagi natin example is straight, okay, hindi naman may iwasan na meron namang mga electric field na magtatagili. Correct? So for example, what do you think is the value of the electric flux when A, this one is A, and E are perpendicular? Yung A, di ba yung ating area? Or yung plate. Tama? Or yung plate natin. And E, which are the electric fields, okay, perpendicular. So kumbaga, meron tayong, okay, I have a paper here. Okay, so if this is the paper, this one is perpendicular doon sa mga electric fields. Okay, kung perpendicular sila, of course, we have a 90 degrees. Tama? So we have an angle. And we all know that in cosine theta or cosine 90 degrees is equal to 1. So parang wala lang siya doon sa ating solution. So in case, if we have a perpendicular, okay, tumating perpendicular na relationship nung area or ng plate tsaka ng electric field, we will just use EA. Okay? Kung gusto namang gawin mo din yung cosine theta. Humahaba lang yung solution mo, di ba? Cosine 90 is 1. Okay? So, we can just use EA. So, kapag ganito, kapag perpendicular siya, what do you think will be the value? Is it greater or lesser? Since we have a perpendicular just like this. So, kapag nakaganyan siya, naka-straight siya, naka-face lang siya doon sa mga electric fields na dadaan dyan, of course, lahat ng electric field na nandiyan, kung gano'n siya kalaki, makukuha niya. Correct? So, it has a greater chance to have a great value, okay, na galing doon sa mga electric field kapag perpendicular yung ating plate doon sa ating electric field lines. Okay? Next one. What do you think is the value of the electric flux when A and E are at an angle? And for example, hindi na siya perpendicular. Ibig sabihin, kung ito yung flow nung ating, tanan yung sa picture if this will be the flow of the electric field and nakatabingin ganyan, or paano ba, nakaganyan siya, nakatabingi yung ating plate. So, pag-enter siya dyan, and then maggaganon yung ating mga charges. Tama? So, it will create an angle. So, since tabingan siya, hindi siya straight na ganyan, so mas marami dapat siya makukuha. Tumabingin siyang ganyan, so ibig sabihin, it will lessen the chance to have a great value. Okay? So, mas makonti yung kanyang makukuha. Okay? Pag meron tayong angle. Kung meron tayong angle, ang ating solution will be EA cosine theta. And we will just put the angle here. It's either 88 or less or greater than that one. Okay? So that is the another illustration. The third illustration will be this one, just like this. Parallel. Ibig sabihin, kung ito yung mga flow, ito yung flow of electric field, ito naman yung ating plate, so parallel siya. What do you think? Meron bang mapupunta sa plate? Of course, wala, di ba? So, wala siyang makukuha doon. Okay? So, that's parallel. Kung may makukuha mas siguro konting-konti lang. Okay? So, that is about the three illustrations about electric flux or yung plates na i-enteran ng ating electric field. So, kapag perpendicular is greater, kapag ganyan, medyo nabawasan, may angle, and then kapag parallel is bawas na talaga siya. Kunti lang, kumbaga mga isa o dalawa lang mapupunta dyan. Okay? It's clear, huh? Okay, so in this case of uniform electric fields, the electric flux can be calculated as this. Electric flux is equal to EA. Kung may angle tayo, it's equal to EA cosine theta. Let's have some examples. First example, a uniform electric field with 9,000 Newton per coulomb is parallel to a flat square area of 25 meters squared. Calculate the electric flux. Okay. This will be, since we don't have any angle, so ang gagawin lang natin, hanapin lang natin si electric flux, which is EA. Again, yung E natin, that will be the electric field. Since we have a uniform electric field, meron na tayong given. So we will not do this kind of solution, yung ginawa natin last time. But last time, ang ating formula is like this. E is equal to K, the charge over the distance squared. Tama? Ito yung formula for the electric field. But then here, we already have the electric field itself. So, ang gagawin lang natin is we will just copy that one. For E, we have 9,000. Okay. Newton for coulomb, that is for the charge, the unit for charge, the Newton over coulomb. multiplied by our area. This is the area, 25 meter squared. Diba? Parang ang komplikado, pero ang dali lang pala yung solve. So what will be 9,000 multiplied by 25? Okay? 9,000 multiplied by 25 is actually 22,500. Correct me if I'm wrong? Okay. Para mas sure, sobra natin dito. 45, 18, then 22, and we have 3 zeros. O, di ba? Mali pala ako. So we have the answer 225,000. Okay? 225,000. So what will be the unit? The unit for electric flux will be, wala namang na-cancel, tama? So we will just copy Newton meter squared over Coulomb. Okay, so this one is correct. And if the problem asked for the scientific notation of this one, so we can also transform this one into its scientific notation. So it will become 2.25 multiplied by 10 raised to 6 Newton meter squared over Coulomb. So this will be the final electric flux of this problem. Okay? As simple as that. Again, our answer is 2.25 by 10 raised to 6 Newton meter squared per coulomb. So that will be the strength of the flow na makakatch ng ating plate or yung ating pinaka main na electric flux. Okay, next one. Number 2, let's check first kung tama tayo, 2.25 times 10 raised to 6. Oh yeah, we are correct. The electric flux passing through the square region is 2.25 by 10 raised to 6 Newton meter squared per coulomb. Okay, next. How much electric flux is contained in a uniform electric field? So we already have this one. Electric field, which is 3,500 Newton per coulomb, parallel to a square surface with an area of 49 meters squared. Alright? Whatever the given, if this one is parallel, perpendicular, or have an angle, iisa pa rin yung ating nagamitin na formula. It's because we have a uniform electric field. Okay? So I will write down here in my paper yung givens because I will use the whiteboard. Okay. I will stop sharing first, then I will share my whiteboard. Okay. Ayun mo bro. Okay, magbago na lang tayo ng isa. Ayun mo bro. Okay. Kalamurin ko muna ng dito ha. Clear or drawing. Ayun. Good. And so nabura na siya. We can now write. Okay. Our given is our E or ang ating electric field, which is 3,500 Newton per coulomb. And our area or the area of the plate is we have 49 meter square. So what will we do? We don't have any angle. So we multiply lang natin siya. So we have phi equals EA For E, we have 3,500 and C multiplied by 49 meters squared. So we will just multiply them. What is 35 times 49? We have 45 plus 27 plus 20. So we have 51, 12, 1715. Okay? So 1715, 1715. And we have two zeros, so 1, 2 Newton per meter squared over C, or the Coulomb. Or, in scientific notation form, 1.715, 2, 3, 4, 5, x 10 raised to 5 n meters squared over C. So this will be the final answer for the electric flux in the given problem. Okay? Easy, easy freezy, easy, easy. Okay, so that will be the answer. So kung gusto nyo screenshot, okay, mag-post na lang kayo. Okay, so that are our first two problems. Third and fourth problem, it will include another iba-iba namang tatlong example. Okay, para mas maintindihan niyo pa sa paano mag-solve if we encountered another problem. Okay, let's go back to our PowerPoint. Okay, so the answer here is 1.715 multiplied by 10 raised to 5 and meters squared over coulombs. Next, what if we have this one? Identify the electric flux passing through a rectangular. So yung ating itsura ng ating plate is rectangular. Okay, so it has sides which is 13 meters by 25 meters. Found in a region with a uniform electric field, so we already have the electric field, and oversee and an angle. So ibig sabihin, nakatabingi yung plate natin kasi hindi siya perpendicular. Okay, so we have an angle of 55 degrees with respect to the horizontal part. Okay, so since we have an angle, ang ating gagamitin for our electric flux will be A or EA cosine theta. Okay? EA muna tayo. EA. E is 200 N over C. What will be our A? Since our A is a rectangle with sides of 13 meters and 25 meters, ano ba yung, paano ba kunin yung area ng rectangle? This is about length times width, right? Area of a rectangle, length times width. So ibig sabihin, I will just multiply these two. So it will have a 13 multiplied by 25. So we have 15. So we have 12, 2, 3. 325. Okay? 325 meter squared, and our cosine 55 degrees. And medyo nagko na tayo. So you need to have a scientific calculator to find the answer here. Okay? So if you multiply all those, okay, we have an answer which is, so wala akong scientific calculator. Yeah, so we have an answer which is 3.73 by 10 raised to 4 Newton meter squared over coulombs. Okay? So ano bang cosine 55 degrees? So sige, solve na nga natin. Para mukhang kayo. Okay. So let's solve for that one. Asan yung aking mamahaling calculator? Chunk. Hanapin ko yung calculator ko, ha? Wala na sa isang phone ko eh. Calculator. Okay, so I found my calculator, this one. So we need to put, that will be 200, okay, multiplied by 325 multiplied by cosine of 55 degrees. So we have the answer, which is this one. Nakita nyo ba? And this will be the answer. Okay, stop sharing ko muna. Ayan. So the answer is, ay mag-focus. Focus ka. Ay mag-focus, okay? So the answer here I got is we have 37282.468. Marami pang number. So ito yung pinaka rounded off na niya. Okay? So if we will put this one into gagawin natin siyang scientific notation, this will become 3.73. Ayan. It's because we have 828 there. Times we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 raised to 4 Newton meter squared over coulombs. So this will be the electric flux. Okay, tama ba tayo kanina? Okay, let's check. Let's check to our answer. Ayan, 3.73 multiplied by 10 raised to 4 Newton meter squared per coulomb. Okay, so that will be the answer. So you just need to analyze the question. Kung merong mga ganyang mga tanong na rectangular with sides of 30 meter by 25 meters, so isipin nyo lang, ano ba yung area ng rectangle? Okay, so we'll just multiply. For example, square naman siya. Okay, square siya, tapos meron siyang kunyaring 10 meters. So ano ba ang area ng square? That is s squared. So maging 100 meters squared lang siya. Okay? So you need to analyze the question. Tandaan, this is already uniform electric field. So hindi mo na gagamitin yung formula ng electric field na napaka-haba. Okay? But in case, if there is no such thing as a uniform electric field, you must know how to use this one also. Use this to combine to the area and the cosine theta. Okay? Number 4 example. Stampin lang natin yung calculator. Baka kailanganin natin siya. Ayan, last one. Calculate the electric flux, okay, traversing a rectangle with a surface area of 90 meters squared. So, okay na siya. It's already given, the surface area. A uniform electric field of 135 NC. Over C, kaya. Kapahin ko siya, ha? Area is 90 meters squared. Our electric field is 135 NC. And we have the theta, which is 85 degrees. Okay, let's solve. Mamaya yan. Okay, let's solve for this one. I'll share then. Punta tayo sa whiteboard. Okay. So we have the given. Yung mga given muna tayo. Given. We have E is equal to 135 NC. We have the area, which is 90 meters squared, and the theta or the angle is 85 degrees. So we will use this formula. Yeah. So E will be 135 and over C multiplied by 90 meters squared multiplied by the cosine 85 degrees. Okay? If you put that one in your calculator, so calculator na naman tayo, I will put 135 multiplied by 90 by cosine 85 degrees. So we have the answer, which is 1058.9423, so on and so forth. Yung pinaka estimated na nasagot. Okay? So if we will put this one into a scientific notation, it will become 1.06. Okay? Round off for this one. Then we have 1, 2, 3 multiplied by 10 raised to 3 Newton meter squared over C. So this will be the final answer of the electric flux given for number 4. Okay? Okay, now last example. Yun yung pinakamahirap. Okay, pagtulong-tulungan natin. So this will be the last example. That's it because it has this one. A disk which has a radius of 0.5 centimeters and is tilted at an angle of 45 degrees with respect to the horizontal experiences an electric flux of 7.50 by 10 raised to negative 3 Newton meters squared over Coulomb. Identify the value of the uniform electric field of the area. So here we have a given plate which has a radius, okay, which has a radius of 0.5. Oops, what happened? Okay, radius of 0.5 centimeters, okay, and is tilted at an angle of 45 degrees, so yung angle natin. And we have the electric flux itself, which is this one. So may electric flux na tayo na given. So ang hahanapin natin is yung ating electric field. Okay? So since we have, unahin mo natin yung radius. If we have a radius, that means our plate is a circle. So we need to find first the area of the circle. Area of a circle is equivalent to, that is pi r squared. Correct? Yes, pi r squared. Okay, ang pi natin is approximately 3.1416 para mas makonti yung kukunin natin mga points. Kasi kapag 3.14, medyo mas malaki yung gap. So 3.1416 tayo. And then r squared, which is 0.5 squared. So if we will do that one in our calculator, we have the area of the circle or the plate, which is 3.1416 multiplied by 0.5 squared. Ayan, equals, we have 0.7854 meter or centimeters squared. Yan, pangalawang problem na naman. We have centimeters. Pero meron tayong meters. So we need to convert that one into meters again. So ang 0.7854 in meters, we will just multiply it by 100. Correct? So it will become the final area, which is 78.54 meter squared. Okay? So that will be our area, 78.54 meter squared. Tama ba? Centimeters. Why we multiply by 100? Lumaki siya. Dapat diliit siya. Tama. Okay, so we have the area which is 78.54. Okay, next one. After finding those, sige, burahin ko na tong part na to. Since we already got it. 78.54. Okay. Okay, next one we have the theta or the angle which is 45 degrees, and we have the electric flux which is 7.50 by 10 negative 3 and meter squared over C. Hanapin natin si electric field. So since we have this kind of formula, so iibahin natin siya. So since ito yung hinahanap natin, tong part na to, I will divide both sides by A cosine theta. Para makansal yung dalawang yan at mapunta sa kabila naman si A cosine theta. So the final formula for this one is E equals electric flux over A times cosine theta. Okay? Kung hindi exact yung sagot natin doon sa sagot dito sa PowerPoint na to, it's because we just use the approximate value of the pi. So doon pa lang iiba na yung sagot natin doon sa sagot dito. So huwag kayong magtaka. Okay? But since our process is correct. Okay? So we have this final equation. So we will put the values for each for that one. So we have this one. Gawin muna natin siyang whole number. Okay? O sige, wag na. Mas madali kasi ito. 7.5 by 10 raised to negative 3 and meter squared over C all over. Kung di kasya. All over 78.54 meters squared cosine 45 degrees. Kung ang cosine 90 degrees ay 1, ang kalahati ng 1, which is cosine 45 degrees, 0.5. Tama? With analogy there. Okay, so bubuhayin ko to. Okay, so we will put 7.5 by 10 negative 3 and so 78.54 times 0.5. 78, yeah, tama. 78.54 times 0.5 is 55.54. Kasi marami siyang mga numbers. So, nag-round off na ako. Meter squared. Yan. So here, we have, meron tayong nasa baba na meter squared, meron tayong meter squared sa taas. So we can cancel those two. So ang matitira na lang is N over C, which is the unit for electric field. Okay? So malapit na tayo sa katotohanan. Now, let us, para mas madaling solve, okay, itong 55.54 gawin natin siyang ito, scientific notation. Okay, bubuhayin ko to ha. Kaya na mahal mag-pause. O pause talaga. Pause. Yan. So I will copy here 7.5 by 10 negative 3 Newton meter squared over C. Ano? Tapos na pala yung Newton. Tapos na pala yung meter squared. Over 55. So it will become 5.554 by 10 raised to 1. Tama? So it will become, what is 7.5? 7.5 divided by 5.554. So for this part, our answer here, dito sa part na to, dito sa part na yan, yung dalawang muna yan is 1.35. Okay, naka-round off na yan. By, okay, so paano mag-divide ng exponential? Pares lang sila na 10, so I will copy 10 and then magma-minus, tama? So negative 3 minus 1. So it will become negative 4. Negative 4 n over c. So this will be our final answer. 1.35 by 10 raised to negative 4 Newton per coulomb. Okay? Again, kahit balibalagtarin mo pa yung nasa formula, if you know how to analyze the question, makukuha mo yung sagot as long as you know the process. Okay? The important thing here is you need to understand the problem. That's the main point. It's because you already know the formula. Pwede mo namang balibalagtarin yung formula, hanapin mo si area, hanapin mo si electric field, hanapin mo naman si electric flux, okay, diba? Hanapin mo si angle kung kinakailangan. So you have the formula na pwede mo siyang i-manipulate as long as you can understand the problem. Okay? Okay, so this will be the end of our class. I will send your activity in the QSA. And if you have questions, just PM me through Messenger, or kung gusto nyong magkaroon tayo ng Sunday class, just chat me kung lahat kayo is okay. Kung gusto nyo ng tawag dito ng question and answer portion, kumbaga. So I can also answer your queries about this lesson. Okay? So see you again next time. This will be the 4th week. So naman the 5th week and 6th week. So bye-bye. See you again next time.